welcome to the Redefine Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Thursday. I know I missed a day this week and I apologize for that. There actually has been quite a lot going on in my life. I'll talk about, well, not in this episode, but I'll talk about the blueprint that I'm releasing, the new system that I'm rolling out for my business, for my network marketing business. I'll talk about that in another episode because it's very pertinent to this show and marketing education. I'll also talk about the specific, well, I won't go into a lot of detail, but the specific events that's happening within my company and just the whole network marketing profession as a whole that's affected a lot of my productivity this week because it's required my immediate attention. So I'll save that for another episode. But for today, I really wanted to share with you a principle that, that I've used to build a massive business. And when you hear this, I'll let you know that there have been many people throughout my career who, when hearing this as my principle, they have zero understanding of how I've been able to build the size business that I've built, right? To build to the level of success that I've had in business, in network marketing. And generally, the people that don't understand it and can't believe it are the ones who've never attained the level of success that I have. Right. And so I want to share this with you to make sure that I think when you do understand this principle, when you finally get it, it'll help you really unlock some of the things that might be holding you back from further success in your businesses. Right. And so it's a mindset around marketing / sales. You can look at it either way. But for me, there's two OSs, right? There's two operating systems. There's two mindsets that you can work with when it comes to sales and marketing. The first way is if I have to convince you into a specific decision, then I'm really doing that for me, right? And so that's not really something that I get into, the hard sales, always be closing, sales language, sales tactics, handling objections, very, very heavy in like the sales jargon and all that stuff, right? NLP, things that historically people in marketing and sales have used to create a more advantageous outcome for themselves and therefore their own bottom lines. I get it. I understand those principles, and not to say that it's a hard no for me, right? Everything that I usually talk about is a spectrum. It's all on a continuum, and there's definitely for me though a line on that spectrum that I'm not willing to cross, right? And it's the easiest way I can describe it is, well, if I'm convincing you to make a decision to do something that you're not quite ready for, it's not in your best interest. I'm doing it for my own best interests, and so that's not how I operate. The second OS, the second mindset, is whatever your decision is, I will accept, respect, and support that. And if I do that, I'm doing that for you, right? In the conversation about marketing and sales, obviously, no matter what the decision is, I'm happy to accept it. I'm happy to respect it and support it. Again, I would rather move on to the next prospect. Because it's less work, number one, than convincing somebody and expending all that energy to convince them to do something that they're not ready to do yet. And number two, it's just for me ethically the better thing to do. It leaves them for sure feeling okay about the interaction. It leaves them feeling okay about the opportunity that they weren't coerced into doing something that they weren't ready for. They weren't coerced into making a decision that they weren't quite ready for, and therefore it leaves the door open. I've talked about this, this kind of principle before in the past. I've touched on it before in past episodes, but I really, really wanted to drive it home for today. for this episode, right? If I convince you to make a decision of let me backtrack. If I convince you to make a specific decision, then I'm generally doing that for myself. If I respect, accept, and support the decision that you make, no matter what that decision is, then I'm doing that for you. It's worked out for me very, very well over the years, and again, it's kept me okay with my own integrity and my own level of morals and ethics, and as a result of respecting people's choices, excuse me, as a result of respecting people's choices, they in turn have reflected that respect back on me, when it comes to either showing them or sharing referrals, or coming back when they do see, if in case down the road they do see a need for my product or service, the door is always open and the bridge is never burnt. I share this principle because there's a lot of volatility happening within my company. And again, I won't share the details, but it's pertinent to the mindset of the people that are still here, right? So the volatility is that a big, fairly influential leader in my company has decided to make an exit, and whether it's purposeful or not, it's a fairly public exit, and whether it's like the result of this exit, is obviously what's going to happen is people will follow. Unfortunately, there are some people that don't have the level of integrity and ethics and morals that this leader has, and they've already started poaching other organizations and cross recruiting. It's natural. It happens. It happens all the time in network marketing. It's happened before in my own business, and so I want to put this idea out there, this mindset out there, to really see when people are talking to you, right? When people are talking to you about specific opportunities or whatever it is that they happen to be offering. If you feel heavily sold, if you feel heavily coerced and pushed into a specific decision and convinced and cajoled, chances are that individual or those individuals are doing it for themselves and their benefit and not yours. At least less for your benefit than their own benefit, right? Also, too, whatever people's decisions are, if you're listening to this and you know what I'm talking about, even if you're part of the company that I'm in, whatever your decision is, I respect it. I will support it. I know, people make these kinds of decisions within network marketing because they feel it's the best decision for themselves and their families, and I get that, right? I totally get that. I respect it. I respect it. I am not going anywhere. I have full confidence in my company. I have full confidence in my own ability more than anything else. And I'll talk about this in the next episode, why I have full confidence in my own ability, and how you can have full confidence in your own ability through volatile and tumultuous times. But I have the utmost confidence in myself and in the company to be able to weather this relatively small storm. A lot, some people might feel like it's a big storm coming our way, but it's really not. Just again, remember the core principle in this particular episode that I'm sharing with you is that if somebody in any business approaches you and tries to convince you into a specific decision, they're looking out less for your benefit than they are for themselves. And the people that respect and accept and support your decision are doing it more for you and for your benefit. It's really that simple. And I choose actively to be the second of the two options. I choose to employ the second of the two mindsets. And again, the people who generally have not attained the level of success that I've attained don't understand how I've done that with this mindset. And so the onus is on you, the dear listener to really get it and understand it, and I guarantee you it will unlock some deeper and higher levels of success in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. All right. Okay, so that's it. That's it for this episode. Kind of a short one. I've got a lot on my plate right now, but I definitely wanted to leave you with at least one episode this week. And this is an important principle. I think it'll, if you really adapt it and adopt it, it can take you a very, very long way. So that's going to do it for today. Tune in for more. Obviously, there's going to be a new episode on Tuesday next week. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.